It was really cool for Kelly to take her up and for me to get to go fly with her. Did you learn anything while you're up there?
Which one's harder, landing or taking off?
And I do remember while you were up there yelling out, "Oh, I'm hooked now."
When you're going to land, when do you kill the motor? My name is Ashley. I am from Summit County, Colorado. My aviation history is obviously commercial flying, as I flew out here for this trip. Also, I have been on a helicopter. I had a friend fly me from Corvallis, Oregon to Lebanon, Oregon, where my family is, just for a little party. It was just a really cool experience. And then I have gone skydiving a few years ago as well. And then just on this recent trip, I did a tandem trip with the Paramotor with Kele as the pilot. I came to Florida to hang out with my friend Brennan, who is a filmmaker here for Paramotors. And it was a great opportunity for me to go ahead and get up tandem style with the instructor Kele today, which was an awesome morning. There was barely any wind and it was perfect outside. As I was getting ready to go up with Kele this morning, first of all, I was a little bit nervous about the trike situation, right? Because I'm in front, he's in the back, and I'm like, how do you even get this thing in the air? Brennan did actually try to teach me a little bit of kiting on day two of being here. And even then I was like, okay, how do you actually get up? So I wasn't entirely sure. As we caught speed, I mean, I kind of just felt it start to go up, and it was the smoothest experience I've ever had. I was really nervous that it was going to be bumpy and that we were going to go like left and right. But overall, it was the smoothest takeoff that I've had, and it was a perfect sunset. There was a bit of fog on the end, so when you did dip down into the fog, you kind of felt that moisture, and as you came up, you felt the heat come back on, and it was just really awesome, smooth, slower than I thought, which was a little bit surprising for me, but it was the most peaceful thing I've experienced in a very long time. So we took off about 20 minutes before the actual sun came up, which was great because at first, you kind of got that orange and pink sky where it was super mellow. And then as that sun rose, it was insane. It was just bright orange, like not anything that you would ever see. And it was just gorgeous, beautiful. Yeah, 6 a.m. camera in the face is not my favorite thing in the world. But we got through it, Brennan. We were kind of talking about what was around us. There was an eagle's nest that was actually in a tree that was directly in front of us. So we actually got to go in front of there. And then while we were up there, Kele did hand me the brakes and he let me steer a bit, kind of get a feel of how it felt. And it was awesome. Like 10 out of 10, hooked. Wish I could stay here longer so I can get fully certified. No fear of heights at all. It's because I'm so short, but I really want to be up in the air.
To be looking down on people finally.
So they don't look down on me anymore.
Hey, Brennan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
You're the filmmaker making it happen behind the scenes. You got to go in the air for the first time in a while. How long has it been since you last flown?
It's been since Salton Sea since I flew, so it was really good to get up this morning with my friend Ashley and just kind of show her the skies. I like to fly, it's called Not For Sale, because it's not for sale, it's for demo use only. It is a limitless frame with the Moser 185. This morning I was flying the Ozone Roadster 4, 20 meter, and I really enjoy it. I'm right at the top level, but I'm not over the weight range, so it's a really fast wing. When these guys are flying on a trike's really heavy and really fast, so it really helps me keep up with them. And it's just an overall great wing to fly. I do a little bit of filming for my phone, and the winglets do great to kind of stabilize me, and just a little bit of weight shift. I can turn left and right. So yeah, it was really cool for Kele to take her up and for me to get to go fly with her. Did you learn anything while you're up there?
I realized how much easier it is to control the wing than I actually thought. I don't know why I thought that maybe the wind gusts or something. I mean, Grant said it was very light wind. There were times where I kind of felt like, well, if I pull one way too hard, is it going to just jerk me? And that's not the case at all. It was a really smooth transaction with each turn, each pull that I made. And that was really cool.
And I do remember while you were up there yelling out, "Oh, I'm hooked now."
Yes, 10 out of 10 recommend. I did go skydiving once many years ago. One thing about skydiving that I didn't really love is that you're barely in the air. You're kind of like slowly coming down, but this, it's like you can go down and up and kind of make all these turns arounds. And if I can spend more time in the air like that, I just think it's very peaceful.
Yeah, it's really cool to have that magic up button. You just give it a little throttle and you just go up.
Now we interrupt today's episode to debut our community spotlight video clip of Steve from Asia in this week's Life After Aviator Spotlight. Here's Steve in Asia taking off over beautiful landscapes into a gorgeous sky. That's an Ozone Spider 3 above him. Light, responsive, and built for smooth adventure, just like this. Flying paramotors while stationed overseas, Steve finds something different than the daily rhythm of helicopter ops: freedom, connection, and peace in the air. He's been flying with 2 local clubs, helping coordinate shared airspace, bringing safety and structure to the skies while building bridges across cultures. At the end of this flight, you can see it. He's happy and refreshed. That post-flight glow hits different when you're flying for more than just fun. Back to work, sir, and thank you for your service. Stationed overseas with the U.S. Army, Steve's daily grind is helicopters and military operations, but paramotoring gives him something more: connection, adventure, peace. Flying with 2 local clubs, he's bridging cultures through flight. It's not just fun, he's helping coordinate shared airspace to keep recreational and military aviation safely separated. That's leadership in the air and on the ground. And another day where flying brought something new: a conversation, a friendship, and a little bit of impact. This is what life after Aviator looks like: adventure that stays with you wherever life takes you. For Steve, it's overseas, building bridges through flight. For you, it might be something totally different. If flying has brought new purpose, connection, or freedom into your life, we want to hear about it. Send us your clips and stories. Let's keep the momentum going and show the world what this community is really about.
My name is Brennan. I'm a filmmaker here at Aviator Paramotor. Been doing it for about 3 years. Absolutely love it.
Now, I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
With the drone that goes up, one of my concerns, being like someone that actually flies around, is what if that drone gets too close? Could you ever have a concern about it hitting your guys' wings and ever causing an issue in that sense?
Yeah, that's a great question, Ashley. So if I were to see a drone I didn't know who was flying it, I would definitely try to avoid them at all costs. Fly away. If they continue to pursue you, I mean, that's kind of on them. You can do your best to stay away. But the lines that go to our wing are Kevlar, so they're very strong. So if a propeller hits that, most likely the propeller is going to break instead of the line breaking. There's no way that the line's going to break from a drone. The worst case scenario would be if that drone were to like hit you in the face. But I mean, we are wearing helmets, so if you see propellers flying in your face, duck your head, I guess. If it were to go through the fabric of the wing, I don't know. I would try to go find that drone pilot.
I actually am curious, you know. There was another question that I had, which they did kind of answer out on the field, is which one's harder, landing or taking off, because there was a class that was going on, and sometimes I felt like I saw people struggling to take off, and then I saw a couple people struggling to land as well. So in your experience, what did you struggle with most?
So flying is the easy part. Once you're off the ground, right to go right, left to go left. That's super easy. I would say that taking off is the hardest part. I mean, these guys have done 5 days of ground school and ground handling before they ever put a motor on their back. We also did towing, which is really good for them to kind of get the wing under control, get a little taste of flight before strapping that 60-pound motor to your back. In my opinion, I think taking off is the hardest part. But like we tell all of our students, it's just a taxi. You never have to take off, you always have to land. And that being said, the landing, you know, it's a finesse, it's a learning curve. Once you kind of figure it out, it gets easier and easier. You can kind of feel the wing. If you're kind of going towards an object, you know, you can pull a little bit of the opposite way so that you don't hit it. But it's really just all about practice. You don't always have to take off, but you have to land eventually.
And I did see someone that was like going to land, and then I saw multiple times where you're like, nope, I'm just not ready to land. And I don't know if that's a confidence thing or if it was just like,
so that's mostly
more practice, you know.
Yeah, so that's mostly they're a little bit too high. They're kind of pass up the way they really want to land. And with that medic up button, just give it throttle, you can go around and set up and land again.
Okay.
And our instructors will actually have the students come by and set up for a landing, but they will tell them that we're not going to actually land. We are going to power up and go around. They come in on the approach pattern. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and power up. We'll go around, and then we're actually going to land this time. So it's just practice, and it's all about spot landing, learning how that wing maneuvers. The wind really dictates how far you're going to glide and how fast you're going to glide. So if you have more wind, you can expect to land a little bit shorter, and it's a little bit easier to kind of pick that point. If there's no wind like this morning, these guys are coming in just screaming, just flying over.
One of my other questions that I had too is, when you're going to land, when do you kill the motor? Is it when you actually touch the ground and you're feeling comfortable and you go to do the turn and twist?
Another great question, Ashley. Ideally, you want to kill the motor when you have your spot lined up, you know that you're going to make it, and you know you're going to land relatively in the area where you want to land. Keep that motor on until then. If things are not looking great, which we saw a lot this morning, go ahead and power up, go around and try again.
Okay.
But yeah, usually about 50 to 75 feet off the ground. Once you have that spot picked out and you know that you're going to hit it, go ahead and kill that motor, because we don't need the propeller spinning if we don't have to. One more thing to get caught up in lines and potentially cause some damage to the equipment. So Ashley, what's your future plans for paramotoring?
Oh, wow. What a question. I think the next time I come down, I might try to actually take a class and get up in the air, because this is something I can see myself enjoying quite a bit. And I actually have family in Florida, so it makes it a lot easier for me to be able to travel down here, have a place to stay, an incentive to come down and see even more people. And also, if I want to make this a yearly thing, be able to come and fly every year after I get certified.
Can you say that you've done anything like this before in your life?
No, I have not. Though every time that you show me it, I've always been really excited. So I'm excited that I got to come down and experience it, you know? Even if it was just in a trike and I didn't get to do it all by myself yet, it'll happen. And today we went dune buggy racing over in Fort Meade. We were very dirty.
Quite dirty.
Dirty girl.
Unfortunately, didn't go over 20 miles per hour, but we still had a great time.
So we've been friends for quite a while, but our viewers at home don't really know you. What kind of things do you like to do in your off time? You kind of an adrenaline-seeking person. What do you enjoy?
I can be adrenaline-seeking. It really kind of just depends. I do live up in the mountains in Colorado, so I do really love to go snowboarding, snow skating. I even have a paddle surfer, and then like in the summers, it's all like hiking, biking around the lake, things like that. I do tend to seek adrenaline, but sometimes I'm a little bit of a wuss. So that's something that I do try to acknowledge in my life. This is something I can see doing because the way that you guys teach it and the way that I've seen you guys take off and land is just something I know that I'd be able to accomplish and feel comfortable with, and it would give me the adrenaline that I'm looking for.
So you're not a big risk taker, you would say?
Not the biggest, no.
So you feel like this sport, there's not a whole lot of risk involved, and with the stepping stones that the instructors provide, you think that it would be something you could be into?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, there's definitely, like, I can see how it looks scary when it's sitting behind you. And I mean, at first, when I first saw it, I was like, no way. But as I've watched it go on, and I can see, even if you were to trip and fall, how easily you could just turn it off and you're not hurt. You know, you're able to get back up and everything's okay. And the way that you guys instruct here, I mean, it all goes so seamlessly here, it feels like.
You want to go wake skate?
I could, yeah. I haven't wake skated in a long time.
Well, Ashley, it was awesome having you down here in Florida.
Thank you guys so much for having me here this week. It has been an awesome experience. I've really enjoyed watching to see what you guys do, see what you do. We've been friends for years, so it's been awesome to see you like dive into something that you love a little bit more. And all I have to say is like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear.
See you on the next one.
Yeah, that's a wrap. She's got your job.